Awesome, awesome. Working up some deer meat here. What I got, what I like to do sometimes with the ham or the hind quarter, some hunters call it, butchers. You've got about 3 sections that you can cut steaks out of, unless you chop it up for stew meat or grind it into hamburger or cut it for jerky. Sometimes I like to take a ham and take the bottom chuck. You've got a top round or bottom round, however you want to look at it. Anyway, one of them is more round than the other one. They're both good cuts of meat for steak. What I like to do is not cut a lot of them. And it's very lean. I like to cut a few so I can pan them with a mushroom gravy and bake them in the oven. I'm going to tell you that's some of the finest eating you'll ever put in your mouth. And how I do that is I got them all trimmed down. I've got the silver skin off a lot of it. As you can see, it's in good shape. It's really, really lean. That's the round eye, and of course that's more of a flatter steak. But I cut it on an angle, cross grain, so that I get, it's a little bit more tender a steak that way. And I'll just start off and I'll come out here and I'll come back about 3/4 of an inch. Remember, we're gonna pan these in a pan and pour mushroom gravy on them. So they're gonna cook for, probably an hour, hour and a half with mushroom gravy all over them. So you don't want them really super thick, but you don't want them paper thin. So a half to 3/4 of an inch is perfect. So I'll come back here about like this, and I'll just drag that knife through there, lay me off a steak. And you can see that that is a nice steak. It's perfect size. About 6 of them in a pan will feed a family of 4, because you know Dad's got to have a couple. But I'll cut one off of that like that and get a steak like this. Or I'll come in here on this round eye, and I'll come about the same thickness, and I'll just slide that knife through there and work one off here. And you can see I got a round eye right there. Either one of them 2 steaks or cuts of meat will make a really fine steak in a pan of mushroom gravy. Don't forget about your steaks, y'all. There's some good steaks in deer. It's very lean. So, you know, a lot of people, well, they get tough. They're too gamey. Well, there's things you can do with that. You can dry rub them. You can barbecue them. You can smoke them. You can do a lot of things. So, don't forget about the steaks and the mushroom gravy. I love you. Y'all watch Top Knot.